Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Steer the Line, and the NFL wildcard round is officially over. In my opinion, the most exciting week in football is officially done. But now we're going on to what Rocky says is the most official, exciting week in playoff football, the divisional round. We have Mr. Loud Esmond, who's having a little bit of technical difficulty right now, so he'll get right back to us. Of course, my loving father, Rocky Giordani, and there's me. And unfortunately, I don't believe Jeremy James is joining us today as well. So the NFL wildcard is officially over. What
Yeah,
what is your reaction to last week?
dude, crazy week, man. Crazy week. There was some extremely unexpected things that happened. Joey Bosa throwing his helmet, costing the Chargers the game when they should have been in overtime. That put them close enough to go for two. It was during an extra point, and that cost them the game right there. So the Jaguars advance, and actually, I think the Jaguars are a better matchup for the number one seed in the AFC division in that conference. I mean, I think they're a better matchup for the Chiefs than the Chargers are. So it kind of works out. Cowboys blew up Tom Brady. Tom Brady came through that whole season with no offensive line at all, but he still made it to the playoffs. They had no offensive line at all. Incredible that he got as far as he did. Starting to think you may be right, because it looks like Brock Purdy is going to be the 49ers backup quarterback next year.
Yes, sir.
The only two teams that weren't looking at Tom Brady are the Raiders and the Titans. And I don't think he goes to the Titans without any receivers. That would be the Patriots 2.0. He had no receivers.
Yeah, a lot. Speaking of Tom Brady's possible destinations, the three highest ranked teams according to Vegas Insider is the Las Vegas Raiders, the New York Jets, and the New England Patriots. Those are the top three teams to get Tom Brady according to Vegas Insider. But the offseason isn't here yet, so that's not up for discussion. Right now, as we were talking about, Brock Purdy is the real deal in San Francisco. No one can stop this kid. Undefeated, a 22, 23-year-old stud that I am no doubt San Francisco is going to lock up for a while after his rookie deal is done. Yep, you're there, Lou. You're there, Loud.
Lou, baby. Loud.
God.
It's all fixed.
I got a new computer system, and it looks great, but something's going on where every time I go back in, all the settings are erased.
Well, the good news is when you have technical difficulties, we get to see your lovely wife. She comes in and fixes them, and it's so cool to watch her sit there doing the troubleshooting on your system for you. And she's great. By the way, tell her we all said hi.
She's all bundled up because she's got to go feed a baby goat right now. She's got to bottle feed it because it's been rejected by its mother. So we've got a couple-week-old baby goat that we're.
Well, you don't know how being rejected by your mother feels, right? Just kidding.
Wow. Most definitely. All right, where were you guys? Oh, by the way, let me just say this.
Go ahead.
I went 5-1 last weekend. Good. Just so everybody knows.
Great.
As a reminder. The one game I missed was, for some stupid reason, I took the Vikings, and I should be prosecuted.
I'm with you there, man.
Advice malpractice.
I'm with you there, man.
Listen,
I'm so mad at Minnesota.
So go ahead, Christian, run the show. I'm just here along for the ride.
No, for it, but so
all right.
Christian?
We were talking about the stud, Mr. Brock Purdy, who just broke a NFL record, the youngest quarterback to throw for 300 plus yards in a postseason, beating Dan Marino's record by almost 2 years. I'm sorry, a year and a half.
A year and a half younger. Cool.
A young man who is just dominating the league right now, including with the playoffs. I believe he's 8-0, 9-0. As a kid who no one would give a chance on except San Francisco, and he just the situation happened to fall in his hands, and he has stepped up. I've heard a lot of interviews of players like George Kittle and Deebo Samuel. Even before he had the starting role, he was talking about, hey, be quiet, man. I'm talking, listen up. I'm QB1 right now in this practice. And he has taken this team by the hold. And as George Kittle says, this kid has some cojones. And for the regular season, he was playing with, I wouldn't say very conservative, but he was playing very form and derivative, like a pocket present quarterback. And this man is just playing with so much swagger and pizzazz now that he's just I think this kid has the ability to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But that's my rant on Brock Purdy right now. I love this kid so much.
Yeah, that was quite a rant, man. Now the test for Brock Purdy hasn't come yet.
No, it is not.
The preseason is over, and they just kind of cruised through the wild card round because everybody knew they would.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to face a real pass rush.
A real defense. Yes.
No, he's facing good defense, but not a pass rush like the Dallas Cowboys have. But remember, one thing, like Micah Parsons, we always talk about Micah Parsons, talk about the Dallas pass rush. But remember, Trent Williams is the left tackle on that San Francisco team. He's the best left tackle in left guard, the best in football. And I don't know how that matchup works out. It's going to be interesting to watch. But this is the test for Brock Purdy this weekend. This is a real pass rush. Playoff teams, divisional round. Winner loser goes home, man. Winner advances to play another excellent team. So, Loud?
Mr. Loud, Esmond, you're muted. You muted yourself on the thing. There you go.
This is proof. The test is this, and the NFL has flunked it. The NFL cannot evaluate quarterbacks. Can't do it.
It's
the
hard.
Greatest quarterback of all time is who?
Tom Brady, and he was the 199th pick.
Right. And one of the most prolific offenses was the greatest show on turf. And the quarterback who ran that was who?
Mr.
Undrafted.
Kurt Warner, undrafted. My hero.
Boy.
Yeah. And the Raiders drafted Jamarcus Russell with the number 1 pick.
Oh, yeah.
The Jets took Zach Wilson at number 2.
Yeah. And they moved around a lot of stuff to get these picks. They weren't.
Yeah. And so, Trey Lance. The 49ers gave up a couple first-round picks for him. He's the 3rd string quarterback now going into next year.
And
that they did nothing for. Mr. Irrelevant is Mr. Icewater. This kid's an assassin.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
If he wins another playoff game, he's the story of the NFL this year.
No doubt.
Oh, yes. If he qualifies for enough games to be Offensive Rookie of the Year, he's hands down Offensive Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. But I'm so glad you brought that up about first-round quarterbacks and how they usually don't pan out. I found a stat the other day on first-round quarterbacks and their efficiency in being drafted. Since the NFL draft has been established, only 32% of first-round quarterbacks make the Pro Bowl. And all of the number 1 overall picks who are quarterbacks, only 5% of them make the Pro Bowl. So it is very hard to draft talent in the NFL, especially quarterback talent in the NFL. So Brock Purdy was the diamond in the rough, and San Francisco found him, and I'm very glad for them, but I'm very sad for the Rams as well.
Yeah.
It
goes to this point that a lot of these GMs are just missing the boat. They just sit around drinking gin and collecting their paychecks and pretend like they know football players when they really don't.
And you're right. And
I don't know. I am not a talent evaluator, but I do watch a lot of college football, and I will tell you flat out, there is not a sure thing NFL draft pick in this entire quarterback class. There just isn't. Yeah, in the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
DJ Stroud, Ohio State, the kid from Alabama, they're both like 6'1", 6'2", less than 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Will Levis from Kentucky. Kentucky's a basketball school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, Florida's Gators. Anthony Richardson had the highest uncatchable pass percentage at 32.5% of any quarterback in the NCAA football world last year. So, I mean, put it this way. I wouldn't want that guy as a sniper on my team because he might hit me.
Yeah. Listen, the receiver class is different, but yeah, I agree. There was one quarterback that impressed me. I only saw him once. He was a white guy, so I'll leave
Which
him alone.
brings me, of course, to Derek Carr. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Of course.
By the way, let's get into Derek Carr's career. Yeah.
It's a drinking game now. On our show, Steer the Line, it's a drinking game. Whenever Loud says Derek Carr, you have to drink.
Take a shot.
Yep, take a shot of whatever you love.
Coffee.
Before we get into this week's picks for the divisional round, I really do want to hear your guys' reactions to a few games from last week in the wild card round.
Right.
First off, I want to hear your guys' reaction to the Chargers' complete 27-point meltdown against Jacksonville.
Wow.
Someone who had Jacksonville.
Go ahead, Loud.
I can't explain any better words.
I think Jacksonville to win that game.
I did too.
I was telling you.
That is the Chargers in a nutshell. That's what they do.
In the first half, they were going to come back. Yeah,
I never worry about the Chargers because they'll, like Fredo in The Godfather, they'll find a way to screw it up themselves.
They're Fredo. Yeah, I picked the Jaguars to win that game 3 weeks before the playoffs even started, man. You know, I knew how that was going to work out. It didn't surprise me much.
The San Diego Chargers are the Ted Kennedy of the Kennedy family.
Yeah, of the AFC West. Yeah, for sure.
That's a joke that's going over my head.
Cowboys, Bucks, Giants, Minnesota.
Yes.
These were crazy games.
Crazy games. The one snake bite that someone brought up the other week, Rocky, that the Giants could snake bite the Vikings. I kind of pushed it aside because the Vikings have been my designated favorite team this year since my team has powered into
okay. But you know what, man? These are all important. More importantly, this Giants team is going to play Philadelphia. We should be talking about next week right now.
Okay, so look, we're going to have an entire off season, 6 months, to talk about stuff like this. Let's pick some games.
Let's talk about why. Why? Christian, pick a game, and I'll tell you who's going to win and why.
All right, let's start off with you just want to talk the Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. The Philadelphia Eagles are coming off a bye week.
That game is Saturday night?
Saturday night, 8:15 Eastern.
Okay.
And the line is what?
Right now I'm looking 7.5 points.
Yeah, that's way too many. Jalen Hurts is not hurt. He's been throwing 100%. He's fine. They're coming off a bye week. They're all rested. Philadelphia Eagles have had trouble against the run in the past. I expect them to have a lot more trouble against the run this week against the Giants. Giants cover that spread easy. And once again, these guys could snake bite and upset the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think they do, but I do not believe that Philadelphia covers that spread. I don't know if the Giants can win because of the Eagles' defense, besides the run. But you know what? They've got 3 great running backs. When Saquon Barkley's legs get tired, they bring in what's that? The backup Babe.
I can't remember his name.
He's strong, man.
But they also have a quarterback who can run as well. Yes,
Daniel Jones can run. He's their third running back.
I'm so glad you brought up their defense against the run because Philadelphia is ranked 16th in the league on rushing yards allowed, which is 121 per game at home, which is tied with the New York Jets. And the Giants run an average 162.7 yards a game away. So I do not expect the Eagles to defend the run very well against the Giants, especially with a healthy Saquon and Daniel Jones, who seems to have his eyes on the plate.
They could have trouble. They could have a little trouble with the run, but they are going to get after Daniel Jones. Every time he has to pass, they almost set a record. Wait. No, you got to hear my stat, Rocky.
No.
4 defensive players on the Eagles have more than 10 sacks. They had 70 in the regular season. That's better than almost every team except for the 84 Bears and a couple of others. 70 sacks. So Daniel Jones, if they're in 3rd and 5 or more, oh boy. I don't want to be him. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I love him and his legs. I love the player prop. Daniel Jones over 49.5 rushing yards is -120, -130. I love that. I think he's going to have 50-something yards rushing
on
maybe 7 or 8 runs. I love the Eagles, though, in this game to win and cover the 7.5. I think in the end they win by 10 to 14 points. That's me.
Yeah.
So we got that one off the board.
They're going to have to run the ball, and then they're going to have to do play action, which is going to slow things down, and they're not going to pick up as many yards. It's be more of a dink and dunk. But the idea would be to keep Jalen Hurts off the field. Jalen Hurts will run. Daniel Jones will run. Whoever runs for more wins this game, in my opinion. I think the Philadelphia Eagles win, but do not cover. Christian?
I completely agree with that statement. I think Philadelphia wins, but does not cover. I think this is going to be a very close game.
I'm going the other way. Eagles cover -7. Let's talk Jaguars Chiefs. Bumcast boy, you're first.
I love this Jaguars team, man, but I truly think this is where their road ends. They're ranked top 10 in every offensive ranking you can think of. They're basically at 8 in almost every offensive ranking except for passing touchdowns, where they're 9th. But the Chiefs are just a juggernaut team. As much as I like Trevor Lawrence and this Jaguars team, I truly think Kansas City blows them out.
Yeah, Kansas City, Jaguars, they played in Week 10. Jaguars got 3 turnovers, still lost by 10. But that season is over. This is brand new. This, in my opinion, is the most dangerous game on the board this weekend. Don't bet it. Leave it alone. Snake bite, snake bite, snake bite. Jaguars cover.
An interesting stat I dug up. Teams with a bye week win 74% of their games in the playoffs. I think the extra rest really matters. And now the Jaguars have to go to Kansas City. Yeah. That atmosphere is going to be nuts. I think in the end, it's Chiefs by 14 to 17 points. They're going to cover that 8.5.
I agree. On paper, they blow them out.
I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes when he hasn't had a playoff game under his belt this season.
Oh, you mean you? All right, I'm confused. You just said you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes when he hasn't had a playoff game under his belt. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he hasn't had a playoff game this year. I don't think he goes winless in the playoff once.
No. They're the Jaguars. It's a fun story. Now they're about to hit the wall.
Yeah, this is when they're
now they hit the wall. On paper, the Chiefs should blow them out, and if they don't get turnovers, they probably will blow them out. But I think.
All right, here's my bet of the weekend.
Go for it.
Bengals to win or plus 5.5 against the Bills. I'm going to put a little bit of money on the Bengals to win. I'm going to put a large bet on the Bengals plus 5.5. The Bengals have been the better team than the Bills the past several weeks. Think about this. The Bills were at home catching a Miami Dolphins team with a quarterback none of us have ever heard of, not named Brock Purdy. And they had to scramble to beat the Dolphins. And the quarterback, Josh Allen, he's still turning the ball over in the red zone. He's still doing it because there's too much pressure on him. He's the running game. He's the passing game. He's the first down game. For God's sake, they might make him the kicker and punter and put him on defense at some point. It's too much. And the Bengals, they're a more complete team. I think they have equal weapons in the passing game. The X factor in this game that the Bengals have, that the Bills don't, is Joe Mixon and a running game. The Bills can't run the ball to save their lives. Cincinnati's a more balanced team. I love them in this spot. Mic drop.
All right. So, breaking news. Jonah Williams is out for the Bills game. The Bengals just lost their third starting offensive lineman. With that going on, Joe Burrow, baby, he gets rid of the ball fast. But they're going to be a hell of a pass rush. I don't think the Bengals, until I got that news, I like the Bengals. I don't think they can win this game, but I expect them maybe they cover. Once again, not my pick of the week. I like the Bills at home due to the fact that they just lost their third line starter.
But Rocky, it's balanced out. Rocky, that's balanced out by the fact that the Bills' pass rush hasn't been anything since they lost Von Miller.
Von Miller, yeah. And
this is why they went out and got Von Miller. It wasn't for the regular season, it was for the playoffs. And he's out. And
he's gone.
Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Yeah, I'm with Loud on this one.
I like the Bills to win. I don't like them to cover 5.5.
I'm with Loud on this one. I like the Bengals to cover, and I really do like them to win in this game as well.
Well, they could.
And by the way, I put a sizable bet on the Bengals plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl. Those were their odds.
Okay.
Seriously.
I like those odds.
At the beginning of the season, the Bengals were plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl. And I went,
one more game to go.
I'm like, I'm on that because they were just in the Super Bowl and they got better with the draft picks and the offensive line shoring up that they did. All right, last game to pick, Cowboys 49ers, right?
Yes.
Well,
it is the last game, -4 San Francisco.
All right, so I'm gonna reserve my opinion until all of you are done.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
This is my pick of the week. San Francisco just has too many weapons, too good a defense. They're going to get after Dak Prescott. If he does anything with his legs, it's going to be a quarterback sneak. I don't think the Cowboys even come close in this game. This is my pick of the week, 49ers to cover. What's the line, Christian?
It's -4 right now in San Francisco's favor. Yes, I love San Francisco in this game. Their pass rush is incredible. I don't think Dallas is going to stop their run game at all with CMC, Debo, and I can't remember their other backup running back. And I think it's going to be, I wouldn't say onslaughter, but they definitely cover this game, and they definitely win in advance.
I think Trent Williams controls that pass rush from the left side. I don't think they get any sacks from over there.
Agreed.
Loud?
Montana's floating to his right. The pass is on the rush is on top of him. He throws a prayer into the end, and Dwight Clark comes down with it. Touchdown Niners! Touchdown Niners!
Love it.
I watched that game.
Me too. I saw it live.
Even alive.
No, I wasn't.
And I watched that game. I will never forget that catch
ever
by Dwight Clark. That started the 49ers on their dynasty and ended the Dallas dynasty, which would reemerge a few years later under the tutelage of Jimmy Johnson. How do you like them Cowboys? Johnson. Christian, one of the great things about getting old is that you have all these memories of things that happened that you can call up to make a radio show more interesting. So that's what we do.
I got one thing to look for.
Christian, the best thing about getting old, you're still on the right side of the grass.
Yeah, I can tell you this. Best thing about getting old.
That's true. And young women just
my pick of the week.
Well, anyway.
San Francisco 49ers, my pick of the week officially.
And it scares me. It scares me. I'm now terrified to say this because whenever everybody's on the same side, it F's up. But I just don't see the Cowboys being able to hang with the 49ers. They've got the top defense, the running game, Debo, it's Kittle, Smash Mouth. They are the number one defense. Oh, by the way, this is a fascinating stat. Since Brock Purdy has taken over as quarterback for the 49ers, they are averaging 34.8 points per game, which is better than the Kansas City Chiefs have done, who are currently the number one scoring team in the NFL at 29.2 points per game. So put in Mr. Irrelevant, and you've got the top scoring team in the NFL. Are you kidding?
I love this kid. He's the answer, and he's the truth.
This is Brock Purdy's test. This is the best defense.
The only way San Francisco loses this game if Brock Purdy has a complete meltdown, and I don't think that's going to happen. Truly.
And I'm really annoyed by the prognosticators, and there's a number of them saying, well, now Brock Purdy we'll see, he's going to melt down. He's going to revert back to Mr.
1 minute.
The first real defense he's faced. Oh,
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Hey, look, I think it's McCaffrey and Purdy, co-MVPs of this game.
This is my pick of the week.
And
George Kittle's glasses. He's going to go off this game. If you have him fantasy, congratulations. And one more thing I want to say, Bengals, Buffalo, take the over at 49 points. Anything you guys want to say before we head out?
My friend Frank.
You like that?
My friend Frank, who sold me all my Picassos, runs an art gallery at Gallery. Bills 49ers Super Bowl. Frank, it's going to happen.
Touchdown Niners!
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to Steer the Line. Make sure to watch the divisional playoff round. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
We're out.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, baby.